Hello everyone, and welcome to Bookology, the show with interviews, blindfolds, and snacks from around the world. I'm B.J.Fournier, and tonight, we're going to Hawaii. Let's get into it. Welcome back to Bookology, the show with interviews, blindfolds, and snacks from around the world. I'm back, and I'm excited to get into our next interview tonight. I decided to take a short week off from the show so I could focus on finishing book 3 of my series, and I'm super happy to say it's done. Stay tuned for more info on its release date as we complete the editing and formatting for publishing. But tonight's not about me. Is it ever? But before we jump into our introduction of tonight's guest, I just wanted to remind you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that like button. It really does help us out. So you can find the link right in the description of this video below. We appreciate it, guys. Tonight is about a very special guest, and you're going to love her. She's full of exciting energy, and she's happy to be on tonight's show. That's always a good thing. Originally from Queens, New York, S. Ravenstorm now lives in Camden, Delaware by way of North Carolina. She currently has 9 novels published and available on Amazon, and she's credited with 2 bestsellers, one of which we're going to talk about here tonight. A Wolf's Hunger, Chance and Sage. A werewolf and shifter romance novel about 2 werewolves, an alpha werewolf, Chance, who thought he had all the time in the world to take his father's place as alpha until his brother dies and his father's maimed. And his nemesis is trying to take his place, so he has no choice but to step up to the challenge sooner. Now, Sage is actually a combination of her warrior mother and her legendary father, Alpha, Tatum, who's challenged with the reality that her twin brother is promised to be the next Alpha. And Sage has already promised to marry a low-life Alpha. She must prove to her father that she's fit to rule, but when the werewolf's hunger takes over, you must follow your heart. You can find all the links below if you'd like to get your own copy. S. Ravenstorm has always been a fan of romance of every genre, and within the last 5 years, paranormal romance has been her first love. She enjoys the modern-day vampires and shifters and hopes to one day tackle historical romance like her idol Beatrice Small, whom she was once pen pals with. We're going to have to ask her about that. But for now, she takes pride in being one of the up-and-coming African-American authors writing paranormal. S. Ravenstorm believes in blending interracial, paranormal, and erotic romance together, creating her tagline, Paranormal Passion, which she describes as a paranormal romance outside the box. Interesting. She loves bringing the heart to the readers and the heat. And she's known for her motto, if it ain't naughty, it ain't nice. Guys and gals, and everything in between, we have quite the show tonight as we dive into the beautiful mind of S. Ravenstorm. as she answers questions and tastes snacks from the beautiful, the tropical Hawaii. So please join me in welcoming best-selling author S. Storm. All right, so we are here live with S. Storm. S. Storm. Should I call you S or Raven or Mrs. Storm?
Raven.
Raven.
I like Raven.
Okay, all right, I can get with that. So Raven, how are you doing tonight?
I am doing great. Well, you know the situation. I was kind of tense because my box hadn't arrived, but
Yep.
when I got home, it was here, so that was good.
Yeah, we've changed up the way we ship now. We were going with media mail because we're a book and media company, so we were trying to do that, but they take so long. Sometimes it can take 8 to 10 days before it shows up at your place. It said Saturday, then all of a sudden it changed to Monday, and I'm like, oh no, am I going to have to change the date? And I don't want to do that. So from this point forward, it's always 2-day shipping. We want to make sure you guys get that with enough time so that we're not sweating it out right before. But we already have a plethora of comments coming in. It looks like you got a great fan base, Raven, and I'm happy to say that this is probably going to be a very interesting episode today. So what I like to do before I jump into the questions is first and foremost, guys in the audience, let us know that you can hear us fine. Let me know if I know there were a few different issues earlier on in some of the other episodes with my voice coming through lower than their voice. So I just want to make sure we've corrected that. I had a couple tech guys come in and take a look at it. So please let us know in the chats below that we're doing okay and you guys can hear us both. In the meantime, while I take a sip of this beautiful mug, I would love for Raven to take a minute and just tell us a little bit about the book so we can really get into it. Go ahead.
Well, basically, you touched on some of the high points. This book is actually a spinoff of Tatum, A Wolf's Hunger, because the story from that book is about Tatum and Bristol, which is Sage's parents. Sage has the fire and the gump from her mom, but she has the skill and the wisdom that her father possesses. And unlike her brother, she's more formidable, but she's also hot-headed and she has a quick temper. And because of that, and the fact that she's a female, her father believes she's best suited as a female alpha to a lower alpha, and that her brother, her twin brother, should be the alpha once he retires. Of course, she doesn't agree with that, so she sets out to prove him wrong by interceding a message that is sent to her father. He's been waiting for the message to come, which is telling him that his godson, Chance, is being made and coronated as alpha. So it is his job as king to send a representative to help with the coronation. Now, she intercepts this message so that her brother wouldn't get it, and she takes off to do the coronation. Of course, by the time they find out that she's left, her mother is very upset. She's worried because it's a dangerous place, and she's there by herself. She hasn't taken anyone with her, but they're a group that has gained prominence. They are called the Beast, and the Beast consists of 5 wolves that are legendary young wolves who have battles and just legends that's being told about them. She's one of the beasts. So she feels like no harm is going to come to her because whatever comes up, she'll be able to take care of it. And her mother, being a mother, lets the father know there will be no peace until you go get my child. So
sounds like a mother.
Yes. Now, on the flip side of this, we have Chance, who is a bachelor, having fun. He has his two friends. They are legendary bachelors, so to speak. He is also a beast. He's very formidable in fighting, but that's something that's down the road for him, to be an alpha. Right now, he wants to enjoy himself. Unfortunately, there's a skirmish going on, and the father takes the younger brother so that he can kind of get his paws wet. And they go to the skirmish, and the skirmish turns out to be more of a battle. The brother is killed.
Well, what's a skirmish?
A skirmish is just like a small band of people that, being kind of naughty, and you got to go in and just
clean it up,
tap them and
gotcha.
Calm them down. But instead of it being just a small thing, it turns out to be a whole lot bigger. And they're not anticipating what takes place. So the father's maimed, the brother's dead. He has no other choice but to step up, because now their pack is being threatened. They have a multitude of things that's going on that this person that's unbeknownst to them is trying to take over. So in the middle of this, he has this going on. He has to now learn the ropes of what is needed to be done, because he never bothered with it, because it was a long way down the road and he was having fun. Unfortunately, what happens, well, not unfortunately, because it's a good thing, he and Sage, they get what they call a wolf's hunger. That's when you have an uncontrollable appetite, you have pains in your stomach, you're nervous, you're irritable.
Sounds like
so
me every morning.
He's turning on all his friends. She kind of figures out what's going on, because her father and mother had the hunger. Mm-hmm. So she's got a hand on it. He thinks he's dying. He doesn't know if he's sick. He doesn't know what's going on. And the hunger lasts until you mate. And when wolves mate, and this is actually wolves in nature.
So it's like a sexual
when
hunger.
they mate, exactly. When they mate and they have their female alpha, that's their alpha for life. So it's very intense.
I would love it if you could just read me the book. That would be phenomenal. Oh my goodness. Your descriptive ability is outstanding. I could listen to you for the rest of the episode. We got a
Well, I'm not gonna give too much away.
All right,
I don't want to give too much away.
Yes, that's a good idea. You've already got me at the point of really wanting to get this, and there is going to be someone lucky in our audience who does get it today. If you guys see me turning every once in a while, I'm just checking out the comments, which sits over here for me. All right. Now there was somebody who said that it sounds great, but there is a little bit of an echo. So I just want to throw that out to the audience. Does anyone else hear any kind of an echo? Let me know. Hello to everybody who's saying hi. Once again, you have a great fan base. Everybody seems to be really excited. Guys, listen, this show is intentionally interactive so that I don't have to come up with a bunch of questions, which I still have to do right now, because essentially we're a new show, and I got to come up with a lot of questions so there's no dead air. And luckily enough, we're interviewing somebody who has such a wide range of awesomeness associated with her that the questions were easy enough for me. But by all means, please ask some questions in the audience, ask some questions in the chat. I will be more than happy to relay that to Raven. But we're going to move forward, Raven, if that's all right, with our first question.
Sure.
All right. So based on a little research that I've done, I learned that you've obtained your English degree, yes?
Yes.
Okay. So
English.
do you feel like it's helped you out as an author? And if so, how has it
No.
helped you out? No.
No, it hasn't.
All right. Well, I mean, I'm with you.
I tell everyone I have an English lit.
Mm-hmm.
English lit.
Yep.
Now I can talk to you about William Shakespeare. We can talk Lord Byron. But now when you want to get into the noun, pronoun, objective, no.
Do you have your own editor who just tackles it, or do you send them like a once you're done, is it like a little bit more edited? Do you edit yourself at all?
What I usually do is I usually write it. I go back through, I edit. I do a lot of different tools that I use.
Have you ever heard of Grammarly?
My grammar. Yes. And then with that, I'll send it to my editor, and then she'll look at it, make some tweaks, adjustments, suggestions, and send it back.
Great.
And then if I agree with them, I'll change it, or if I feel like, no, that's not what I meant. What I meant is what I said. I pretty much stand my ground, and I think that my growth over the years, from my first book to my last book, I can see the difference in what I've learned.
Good, yeah.
And how I've grown.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. I'm on my third book myself, and it's part of the same series. And you know, from book one, I'm already at a point, having just finished book 3, where I'm like, oh man, I kind of wish I knew what I knew now for book 1. But you know, it's as long as it's a growing scale, I think we're okay, and the audience will recognize that reality. Yeah, so I've turned her mic down a bit, guys. Let me know if the echo still exists. They're saying there's a little bit of an echo from you, but that's okay. An echo's okay as long as we can hear you, right? So let's see. Seeing as how English really didn't do much for you in the form of writing, I guess my next question's out the door, because I was going to ask you to give some advice on an aspiring author who doesn't have an English degree, but at the end of it, I guess it doesn't really matter. So we'll move on. What are 2 mistakes?
I can answer that question.
All right, so the question is,
I can answer that question.
go ahead. How can someone without an English degree still aspire to become an author and be successful at it?
Make sure you have someone who is a good editor. Someone who is in the genre that you are writing, so that they know how it's supposed to go.
Mm-hmm.
And that goes all the way down the line to even graphic. When you have a vision, let them know, let it be a graphic artist that can take your vision and put it on that book cover.
Mm-hmm. That's so true. That's so true. I do have someone exactly like that. She's done all my book covers, and it is very important. You're right. Yep. Okay. What are 2 mistakes, Raven, that you've made as an early author that you have since changed as a more experienced author?
Once my editor makes changes, I go back over and read it to make sure that all the changes have been done. That's number one, because I've had that happen to me, and I figure, okay, well, they changed everything, it's fine, out the door, and then I read it later, and no,
I
the
see.
changes were not done.
Yeah, that's that human error.
The second mistake that I've made in the past that I know not to do now is to read reviews that are negative and take it to heart. Because I've had a very prominent author. Her name is Shirley Hellstock. She told me, she said, any review is a good review. Because even with a bad review, there's someone that's going to say, I want to read this to see how bad it is.
It's true, I guess, huh?
And so their opinion of what's bad and that other person's opinion that was bad might not be the same opinion.
Sure.
So don't take it to heart. Everybody has their own opinion. So just keep that in mind. A bad review is still a good review because it's a review.
Mm-hmm. That makes total sense. That makes total sense. All right, so let's move on then. I know it's your desire to become known as a strong African-American author in America. What are some of the struggles you faced under that reality, and how have you overcome them?
I think being African American writing paranormal, at first it was such a small body of people, which has totally grown over the years, which I'm happy to say. I think that's the biggest struggle in getting people to see your books, not so much that it's urban, because I don't write urban. I have nothing against urban, but I don't write it. And I found that I have to be very careful with my cover, where I'm promoting it, so that they have an understanding that it is strictly either interracial or fantasy or paranormal, and that it's not because a black person is on the cover or a black author is writing it, that it's street or urban. So that's one of the things that I think I've faced. There are so many open avenues right now. Paranormal has really picked up. It really has.
I know.
Even with you as being a paranormal author, you can see the movies, the TV shows. It's so big.
No, you're absolutely right. It's one of the things that made me just a little bit nervous getting into that genre myself, but at the same time, I was ready to take that on because I was just too in love with the vampire and the wizard, genre, which is kind of what I got into myself. So, I can completely appreciate that sentiment, and totally. So I do hope we're getting a little bit somewhere with the. Dime Max says thanks for that. I was worried about the negative reviews. Yeah, Dime, don't worry about those reviews. She's actually spot on with what she said. There are a lot of people who are definitely okay trying books out, and if they see kind of a bad review, then they'll do that. They'll want to read it. So hopefully we got rid of that echo. I do hope so, because I'm really enjoying talking to Raven. Raven, are you ready to taste some snacks?
Yes, I am.
All right, wonderful. So I have plenty more questions here for you. I will ask you some questions as we continue to taste the snacks. Go ahead and show everybody the nice box that you have. All right, Bookology, and it's open and ready for you. Don't look into it though. But the tape is open and stuff.
I have my man.
All right. Whenever you're ready, go ahead. So we do have a question from the audience while you're getting that set up. Dime Mac asks, how was it at first being Afro-American and writing that? Did you ever feel discouraged?
To be honest with you, I didn't know I was writing paranormal. My first book, which is Someone for Me, is about a young lady who starts having visions. She's always had it since she was a child, and she's always been reluctant to tell anyone about it because the fact that when her parents died, she saw it before it happened. So she always looked at it as a curse. And when I started the book and sending it out to publishers, I kept getting all of these turndowns, and they said, we don't do paranormal. And I'm saying, this is not paranormal. She's just having visions. And that's when I found out I was writing paranormal. So I kind of caught an attitude, and I said, well, you want to see paranormal. So I wrote my first shifter book, which was Lion's Queen. And I've been hooked ever since.
Phenomenal. All right, reach into the box and grab your first snack. Let's see what we got here.
Is it upside down?
Let me hold it the long way. Now it's upside down. So, all right, guys, I'll show you exactly what that is so you can see. That is, let me see that. Oh, okay. That one's the interesting one. Go ahead, open it up.
Wait a minute. Okay, I think I got it. Well, okay.
All right, White. Good, there we go.
That's good.
Oh, is it?
It's like a coffee chocolate pretzel.
Oh, that's a pretty good description, I must say, because I know what this is.
Oh,
so
that's good.
Your taste buds are working for you.
I like this.
Yeah?
Yes, it tastes like coffee, but it also tastes like chocolate, and it's crunchy like a pretzel.
I almost want one myself.
No, it's not.
So can you tell us a little bit about, I'll tell you what, I like this question right here. I've noticed that you've created many new and cool creatures in your books. Can you name them all right now in less than 15 seconds?
Creatures? All my creatures?
Yeah.
Well, I got werewolves.
Yep.
I have vampires. Warlock.
Okay.
I have demons.
Ooh.
I have succubus.
What's a succubus?
Succubus is a person who is mixed with someone that, in order to survive, they suck your breath out of somebody else's body.
Oh, like a dementor.
Yeah.
Continue.
And that's it.
Okay. Well, cool.
Yeah, vampire
Awesome.
witch shifter.
All right. So what's the what's the purpose here of the succubus? That one's interesting to me. What is he trying to or are they trying to kind of attack the werewolves? Is that what their goal is, or just anyone?
Well, their goal is just they kill humans.
Oh.
This is actually a book that I'm in the process of writing. It hasn't been published yet, and it's a vampire who is sort of like a hero. He is trying to protect the underworld, and in order to do that, he has to keep the humans from learning about them, learning that these supernatural beings actually exist. But then they have these succubus who want to be exposed, that want everyone to know about them, so they are going around killing people. And so that's what I'm writing. That's one of my books that I'm writing at this point.
Interesting. I love it. All right. you want to? I mean, you can have as many of those as you want. By the way, I wonder if you're wondering in your mind, should I eat another one? Go ahead and have at it. I'll tell you what. I'm going to give you the 3 choices for that one right now. All right, and just so the audience can see, guys, one more time. Excuse me. All right, so I'm going to give you the 3 options. Ready? Is it the Pocky's pretzel sticks? Is it the Hawaiian Hut biscuit stems? Or it's biscuit sticks?
I will go with biscuit stick.
Absolutely right. So she's been, yeah, that is correct. That is correct. So she's been able to get one right. She can get everyone wrong at this point, and still someone walks off with a free ebook. So if you are interested in getting her free book, go ahead and let us know in the comments below. Go ahead and give us a little wavy hand if you want, and we'll make sure we throw your name in a hat so we can see who's going to win for her. Meanwhile, Raven, if you'd like to go ahead and dive into the second item, go for it.
And everybody that's on, that's listening to this, make sure you're sharing this with someone else if you see that they're not on. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, she needs as much as she. I mean, we really want to get Beatrice.
What I got. I'm just ripping into it. Is that correct?
Yeah, let's see what you got. Lift that up a bit. I see what it is here, and that is this right here, guys. All right. Go ahead and open that right up. Go ahead.
Okay, get into it.
While you're opening up, before you taste it, during your time as a pen pal with Beatrice Small, which was pretty cool, what'd you guys talk about?
Oh my gosh, that was back in the 70s. She's really the one who got me to start writing. I would write to her about her book and about stories that I wanted to write about, and cats. Because I had a cat, and she had cats. And I would send her pictures of my cat, and my cat I named after my favorite author, my favorite heroine in her book, which is Sky O'Malley. And Sky was the name of my cat, and Sky also was the name of my female heroine in my first book that I wrote, which is Someone for Me. She passed away about 5 years ago, and I still have her book, and that's still my favorite book, and I think I've read it maybe 50 times.
Wow, that's amazing.
So I'm getting ready to put this in my mouth. It feels like it's something chewy and gooey.
Go ahead. Let's see what we got.
I like this too.
What's it taste like?
It tastes like a fruit roll-up, but it has a salty taste to it, but sour also. What is it that the kids like to eat? That sour, it's like string or something that they eat, and that's what it tastes like.
Yeah,
it's
almost
really
spot
good.
on.
It's sweet, it's sour, it's tangy, and it's salty, but it tastes like fruit also. I like this too.
Yeah, good. All right, I'm glad I picked some good ones for you.
Yes, I am too, because I was worried about that.
Well, we still got one more, I think, in there. Let's see if you like that one, huh? Before you jump to it, and before I ask you your choices, let's see. So in your bio, you mentioned aspiring to write historical romance like Beatrice did.
Yeah.
And so I'm wondering, what do you think stopped you from doing that current to date, and when might we be able to expect that to happen?
I have one that's already outlined.
Oh.
I just haven't written it yet. And I think what stopped me when I wrote, and I know she's on. I haven't looked to see who's on right now, who's following this, but I know with all my heart, I know she's on there, and that's Connie Ortiz.
Oh yeah, Connie's already given a hands up for your book. She wants one.
I know she's there. Linda, Rima Coma, they have been the wind beneath my wings. And when I wrote Someone for Me back in 2014, they were there. You gotta write another, you gotta write the sequel. So I did Someone for Me 2, Tina's Turn, and they were like, you gotta do it again, you gotta write another one. And I said, I really am getting tired of this, so I switched it up. And I wrote Someone for Me 3, Stone Story, which is the child from the couple in the first book. So I kind of got swept up by my third book. I was really, really hooked on paranormal. I like the idea of thinking outside the box. I've had people come to me and say, well, vampires don't do that. And I'll say, well, what vampire do you know? When did they tell you that?
Some people are.
I like the idea that I can do whatever I want to do with paranormal. Mm-hmm. There's no God.
Right.
And I love that. So I think that's why I got stuck in there. And every time I tried to pull away, I tried writing, and it's going to be a contemporary or historical, and then somebody change into something. Either they shift, or they become a vampire, or they go like this and become a witch. It's like, dang. Okay, so we writing paranormal again.
That's awesome. All right, let's see what we got here. Choices. Is that called the Lihing Sour Tongues, the Hawaiian Rainbow Stretches, or the Mui Rainbow Belts?
The second one. I think it was.
All right, so the second one is Hawaiian Rainbow Stretches, guys and
because it felt like stretchy.
Okay, let's see what we got here. That's this one here. And the name, although it's not on there, is actually the Mui Rainbow Belts. She's wrong, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, wow. Well, it's stretchy. It could be named that.
It sure could. It sure could. I try to find names that are pretty close to to what they are to make it difficult for you. All right, moving on to the next one. Go for it. Grab the next one. Connie Ortiz would like to say, I love my stone.
Yeah, because he is my only totally 100% bad boy that I've ever written.
Oh. What's his name? His name is Stone?
His name is Stone. Actually, his name is Hassan. But Hassan, first of all, those first 3 books, I'm indigenous.
Okay.
So the first 3 books, Someone for Me 2, and Someone for Me Stone Story, is actually about Algonquian Indians as their family. So Hassan in Algonquian is Stone.
Nice. And which book is
and
this one?
And I also have a dictionary in the back of the book.
Good. Wait, now which book is Stone in?
He is in Someone for Me 3, Stone Story.
Okay. All right. Well, if you have that bag, you can show it to the audience. Linda says, but he is so sexy. And that's amazing. Di Mac wants to know, what time and place are you more interested in writing in a future book? So what time and place,
again?
like what era and what time and place are you interested in writing for a future book?
Well, for historical, it's going to be around the 16th, 17th century. I love pirates. I'm a pirate person. I love the pirates. I thought, yeah. Oh my gosh, I think they were so fascinating. So on the high seas, in the Caribbean, pirates. I'd like to do that as a historical, and also eventually do a contemporary, which would be for today's time.
Nice, very nice. Well, for those of you who haven't been able to see exactly what that is, because it was backwards, and I love that, flip it around for a second. Oh, I see those. I see those. Let me see. Where are they? There they are, right there, guys. Okay. All right, go ahead and open that one. Let's see if you like that one.
Okay. Well, they feel like cookies.
They feel like cookies, do they?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I like these too.
Oh, wow. I guess.
Good. It's almost like a shortbread. Butter cookie.
You do have good taste buds, I gotta tell you. They don't treat you wrong. That's for sure.
Oh, those are good.
No, see,
like
nothing bad on this one, huh? Well, you wait until Tyler next episode. He's gonna have some funny ones. But
is it more in the box? No, that's it.
Is that it?
So these, there's no more in the box.
But there's plenty in that bag.
These are my favorite.
Oh, really? Okay, so these right here
These
are your
my
favorite. Okay, great.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait to get when I get out of here. This is me and my almond milk.
Awesome. I'm glad you can enjoy that. Let's see if you can guess which one they are. Okay.
Okay.
We've got the Busy Bees All Hawaiian Cookies, or is it Diamond Bakery's Hawaii Crackers, or is it Taro's Hawaiian Macadamia Nut Shortbread?
Wow, I want to go with the first one, but I'm thinking maybe it's macadamia nut shortbread. I really don't taste the macadamia, but it feels like it might be a shortbread.
Ooh. The pressure's on. What's it gonna be?
Yeah. Say that again now. Say them all over again.
I'm gonna say it all over again for you. Is it the Busy Bees All Hawaiian Cookies, Diamond Bakery's Hawaiian Crackers, or Taro's Hawaiian Macadamia Nut Shortbread?
It's between the one and it's the first or the last. Oh my gosh. Boy, these things are good. I'm gonna go with the macadamia.
The macadamia ones. All right. Well, you're right. And I probably blew out my speakerphone doing that, but you are right. And that's phenomenal. You've got.
These are good.
Yeah, those are good, right? Oh, they looked good. They looked good. I took it easy on you, all right? But next time on your next book, might not be so easy if you come.
Oh my gosh! As long as there's nothing spicy.
I'm gonna make a note of that, guys. Make a note. Sticks. Okay, we're good, guys. We're good. So let's finish up strong here with some great questions. All right, I like the last these questions. Okay, so tell me, what is it that intrigues you most about the romance genre?
Well, who doesn't love romance? I mean, everybody loves love. I mean, that's what most books are.
What about
love.
people who've had their hearts broken?
Yeah.
Yeah. What about those people? Maybe they don't like love so much, huh?
Well, you find someone
until they read your books.
Someone, you find them again,
Yeah, this is what happened. You find him again. Yeah, that sounds like everybody's story. All right, Raven. It's time to be honest. All right.
Oh.
Have any of your personal romantic encounters ended up in some of the steamy and hot scenes that I've read in your book?
Yes.
Woo! That is something, man. Wow. I kind of want to know which ones because right in the beginning of the book that I like to start reading some of your, the book that you're going to have on here and stuff so I can get to know a little bit. And right in the beginning, you got some steaminess going on, eh? So, wow, that's interesting. That's exciting to know. So for all those of you out there who are reading, there are some personal touches to her experiences. That's great. That's really great. Does she see any more vampire novels in the future? That's coming from Bookology. Wow, we're pretty special. We can ask questions at the same time that we can go live. That's wonderful.
Yes, only because I have been asked to do a sequel to one of my books, which was Closed Eyes Open, which is like a 2-in-1 book.
Is it anything like Eyes
And when
Wide
I mean
Shut?
by excuse me?
Have you ever seen the movie Eyes Wide Shut?
Yes.
Is it anything like that?
But this is completely different.
Okay.
Completely different. And it takes place today, but what ended up happening midway through the book, they go to a secret dimension that's full of nothing but paranormal, supernatural beings.
Nice.
So it's almost 2 books in one because it takes place one specific dimension to another.
Right. Sweet. I have another question from the audience. You've been tearing it up on the audience. You really did tell your people, huh?
I just saw Connie. She wanted me to say, in that book, Nico is a hybrid vampire. He is actually a vampire who's a werewolf.
Gotcha. A vampire who's a werewolf. A little bit of a hybrid. I love that. I do love that. And I love to see how the writer and the author kind of details that. What do they have as that hybrid? And that seems to differentiate from author to author. So Connie Ortiz asks, out of all of your books, which was your favorite one to write?
I think my favorite one to write, and this is going to sound crazy, was Black Tie Affair.
Oh,
Black Tie Affair was yeah. That's my
what's
favorite.
That about? What's that about?
Black Tie Affair was my favorite to write.
What's it about?
It is.
Hello, everyone.
It's about a cat burglar that goes to Black Tie Affairs and steals jewelry. But the key is he's also a panther shifter, so he's actually a cat burglar who's a cat.
Come on, that's really great. I love that. I really do. I love that. That's phenomenal.
In the beginning of the book, because he's very cocky, he's very self-absorbed, and he steals this ruby diamond necklace, and he sees this woman across the room, and he starts flirting with her, and he pulls her on the dance floor, and she's telling him she doesn't want to dance with him, and he insists and finds it very amusing that she's trying to get away from him. Well, when the dance ends, he finds out that while dancing, she stole the necklace because she's too a cat burglar who's a leopard.
Whoa. This is something. And
So
what's the name
a
of this
case
book
goes
again?
on where every time he meets her, he ends up on the losing end, and he has a
Typical.
friend that's a sidekick that thinks this whole thing is hilarious because she's beating him every inch of the way, and he keeps pursuing her, and it comes to, is he pursuing her because he loves her, or is he pursuing her to get his stuff back?
Right, right. And we really know that he don't care about the stuff. Let's be honest.
Not that stuff anyway.
Not that stuff. All right. So I noticed that most of your lead female characters have a very strong persona and backstory. I wonder if you might ever write a lead female character who comes from a much weaker broker background and then maybe eventually grows to strength, something like that. Or maybe you have. Okay, I was just going to say maybe you've already done that and I just haven't read that book.
Closed Eyes Open. Closed Eyes Open is that character.
See? So
also,
that's beautiful.
Someone for Me Too. Someone for Me Too, Tina's turn. She was one of those rose-colored glasses type person that saw good in everything and positivity, and she was always up. And while she was delivering her daughter in the hospital, her husband, who was having an affair, died in a hotel with another woman. And so, by her being one of those women who believed in the man taking the reign and she just takes care of the house, when he died, she didn't realize that the house had a second mortgage, the car was leased. They really didn't have that much money in the bank because he was taking care of a mistress. And so she had to be more than she intended to be.
Yeah.
In order to grow and take control of her life. So
that's a beautiful line. That's a beautiful story. Yeah, I love a lot of the books we've talked about here tonight. I'm going to ask you one more question, and then the floor is actually yours. I noticed something. I was just kind of intrigued by this, so this shouldn't take long to answer. But I noticed that you've got multiple authors on some of your books. Are those different pseudonyms of yours, or did you like co-author with some people?
Well, the names that you're probably seeing, if you look at it, it's probably like
I think it was AK something. AK
Sassy
something.
Queens of Design. Those are my graphic people.
Mm-hmm.
You also had a couple of people. I always put their names on it if they are my editors.
Oh, okay.
To give them the credit.
Okay.
The only book that I've written that has been under someone else has been Tatum, A Wolf's Hunger, which is under A.K. Michael, because she started the whole Wolf's Hunger series.
Oh.
And she has like 9 authors who have different books under A Wolf's Hunger.
That's interesting how she did that, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So she basically started the first one, and then she like worked with other authors to write different books of it.
Yes.
Oh, interesting. That's an interesting thing because you're definitely going to get, different perspective on that. Wow, that's interesting. Fantastic. Well, listen, Raven, I do hope you enjoyed yourself. I'm glad you enjoyed the snacks. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for coming on this new show and helping us out. You do have a great fan base who seems to absolutely love you. One of them is going to receive a free book tonight. We'll probably choose it in a couple days and then reach out to them and get their email address, okay? But the floor's yours. You've got a couple minutes left, so go ahead and tell anybody who's watching right now whatever you'd like to say about your books.
Well, with Chance and Sage, it's so many different facets to this book. You have adventure. You have drama. You have battle scenes. I love doing battles. I'm really stuck on that. I love fight scenes and battles. So I have a few of those in there. If you like romance, if you like heat, if you like passion, that's there. It's also a bit of comedy and humor that's there. All of this is brought together for Chance and Sage. If you have not read Tatum, I say read Tatum because that's going to give you an insight of who Sage is and also Chance. It's a great book. I love it. And it's the only book that I've written that there's two alphas, not just the male alpha, but she is 100% female alpha who's ready to jump in, take care of business, and show just how fierce she is.
Awesome. All right. Well, you hang on the line while we finish up here. I'm going to get back with you. Don't go anywhere. Okay.
Okay.
All right, everyone. That is going to do it for tonight's show. It was amazing. Thank you all for participating. As always, without you, it would be boring. Now, if you've enjoyed the episode tonight, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can find the link in the About Us section of our Facebook page or in the description of this episode, okay? Now, we're trying our best to grow our YouTube channel if you haven't already noticed. So if you don't mind, we would appreciate it if you could like, subscribe, and follow us over there, okay? And before I go, I did want to give a special shout out to all the readers over here on Facebook. We've over 2,000 followers now, and we've only been running for 3 weeks. So we're totally grateful for that. With that being said, we only have 100 subscribers on YouTube, which is about 5% of our Facebook following. So don't be shy, guys. Hit that notification bell, subscribe, head on over to YouTube, and hit the like button on the video. Help us get the word out on this amazing show. As always, keep reading, keep writing, and don't forget to flip the pancakes.